When we see persons of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see persons of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. There are three methods to gaining wisdom. The first is reflection, which is the highest. The second is limitation, which is the easiest. The third is experience, which is the bitterest. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Look at the means which a man employs, consider his motives, observe his pleasures. A man simply cannot conceal himself. Ability will never catch up with the demand for it. Death and life have their determined appointments, riches and honors depend upon heaven. When you are laboring for others, let it be with the same zeal as if it were for yourself. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. Virtuous people often revenge themselves for the constraints to which they submit by the boredom which they inspire. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. The superior man is distressed by the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Instead of being concerned that you have no office, be concerned to think how you may fit yourself for office. Instead of being concerned that you are not known, seek to be worthy of being known. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. He who exercises government by means of his virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place and all the stars turn towards it. Speak the truth, do not yield to anger, give, if thou art asked for little, by these 3 steps thou wilt go near the gods. I am not one who was born in the possession of knowledge, I am one who is fond of antiquity, and earnest in seeking it there. Go before the people with your example, and be laborious in their affairs. I will not be concerned at other men's not knowing me, I will be concerned at my own want of ability. How to play music may be known. At the commencement of the piece, all the parts should sound together. As it proceeds, they should be in harmony while severally distinct and flowing without break, and thus on to the conclusion. To those whose talents are above mediocrity, the highest subjects may be announced. To those who are below mediocrity, the highest subjects may not be announced. The superior man does not, even for the space of a single meal, act contrary to virtue. In moments of haste, he cleaves to it. In seasons of danger, he cleaves to it. The firm, the enduring, the simple, and the modest are near to virtue. The faults of a superior person are like the sun and moon. They have their faults, and everyone sees them, they change and everyone looks up to them. He who acts with a constant view to his own advantage will be much murmured against. Look not at what is contrary to propriety, listen not to what is contrary to propriety, speak not what is contrary to propriety, make no movement which is contrary to propriety. The book salesman should be honored because he brings to our attention, as a rule, the very books we need most and neglect most. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher and politician of the spring and autumn period who was traditionally considered the paragon of Chinese sages. His notable ideas are Confucianism and Golden Rule. Confucius's teachings and philosophy underpin East Asian culture and society, remaining influential across China and East Asia to this day. Confucius was born in c. 551 BCE, Zhou, state of Lu, modern-day Nanqing, ZH, Xiufu, Shandong, China, and died in c. 479 BCE, Sea River, state of Lu, age between 71 to 72.